So, welcome to me doing up Newcrest, the empty town in Sims 4. My name is Ida, and this is basically just a test. So, yeah, I have Sims 4 in Norwegian. Yeah. So this is the lot I've chosen, and I think it's weird that there are so many houses around when you are in build mode, but none of them pop up on the map. So we are making fancy box. For some reason, I always like to put the kitchen on the right, and when you view it from the front. So we're putting down kitchen and dining room, and then the large living room. My plan for this build is to do it in a sort of Gothic style, because the other residential house I made was more of a hippie style. So to contrast it, I'm making a more of a Gothic styled house. So yeah, putting down. I like the kind of pop out windows. They give the build a more interesting shape. But that will bite me in the behind a bit later on, as we will see. Second floor. Moving it back just a little bit, making the front porch. I always start with the house too far, too close to the street, and I always end up having to move it back. That was a bit more troublesome when we had The Sims 3. Putting down the roof. I think the roofs are hard when you do the sort of cheap house you build when you play rags to riches style, while the houses you build when you have no money limit or cheating. I don't actually find them that hard, because you plan out your build more. You plan out how the roofs go. You don't add another room in the back so that the roof looks weird. You don't usually expand a room because you had enough simoleons to do so. You just build it there. I have to say, I really, really love that. The stuff we got with the Magician pack, that Art Nouveau style is my one of my actually favorite styles. If I could buy an old house, I would definitely get an Art Nouveau styled house. I love it. I actually went to the Mucha museum in Prague. If you don't know Alphonse Mucha, well, everyone who is seen art will have seen Alphonse Mucha's prints. They are beautiful. If I actually knew how to cut a video properly, I would probably put in a picture, so that you can realize you have actually seen this art. So yeah, I'm actually kind of happy with the roofs on this build. I wasn't too happy about the rest. This isn't the house I would let the Sims I play with live in. But as a sort of just filling in the neighborhood type house. So I just have to look at it on the outside. It's perfectly fine. Yes. Stairs are important. I like how easy it is to plop downstairs in The Sims 4. But I do miss creator style, I have to say. Because so often you find yourself missing a swatch or not matching, or yeah. So there's me looking for a door in black that fits. I should really just keep in the back of my head that the large door needs 3 tiles. So if I want to have a large door, I should make it 5 tiles wide instead of 4 tiles. I just, for some reason, I feel like 4 tiles wide looks good. I don't know why. So yeah, I couldn't find another window that I liked with this build, so I just, yeah, they don't like the sun that much, so there's that. So yeah. I really like the look of those windows, but I kind of wish we had like first floor and then second floor versions of it. That I don't know, would you go freezes or whatnot to go around? Couldn't we just drag them across like we do with fences? I mean, so often I find myself struggling and arguing with them. I mean, I love the look of them, but I rarely use them because they end up looking so weird. And here's me trying to, because I wanted them to go from, yeah, you can probably see what I'm trying to do, and I just couldn't. So I'm trying with cheats, I'm trying without cheats, and they wouldn't line up, and they were just all over the place, and I tried it with the Alt key, and nothing's working. So yeah, that's me giving up. Just putting in there instead. I usually when I build, I try to keep the move objects cheat off, because I find that when I use it too much and I start playing with the house, they end up looking, it looks good, but at some point one sim can't get to where he or she wants to go, and you just end up going, you have to get it back into build mode and change what you spent hours trying to do. I really like these swatches that we got from the magic pack. I don't remember the name of it. But yeah, as you can see, I was kind of annoyed by the corner that didn't get the corner piece. That I actually missed from The Sims 3. That corner piece, uh, yeah, that corner piece thing that you just plopped into. Making the, yeah, and and The Sims 4 is obsessed with rooms, and I am usually they 9 out of 10 occasion or whatever. It's awesome. It works perfectly. It's a really big help when building, but the 1 out of 10 you end up really struggling with it. And here is when I decided that I wanted a tower on the corner, and for some reason I couldn't figure out how to make it the size I wanted it to be. But I figured it out in the end. I did. So let's see here how long I've spent. Yeah, and now I'm in. Yeah, there we go. There I managed to do it. And now I'm just trying to find the perfect placement for it. This is kind of helpful. Now the room's function is good. Then I decided to make it a tall roof size, so it would just look better with. Now I'm struggling with the shape of it. It just no matter what I did it kind of looked it didn't look like yeah, I'm mumbling. Yeah, I was struggling. I don't usually use this function. But this wasn't actually the shape I was going for. But it was the shape that we ended up with, and now I'm trying to find a window. So I ended up going with these from the magic pack. I know a lot of builders say that they wouldn't necessarily use them in their game, and I say I will most likely do. I really like it. And there I can use the freezes freely. See there I'm turning the move objects cheat back off. But I guess the object being in the way was a bigger problem in Sims 3, where they would stand in the doorway for hours because there was another sim nearby, and that you would send them to the fridge and they would be standing outside, and then someone else would be at the fridge, and your sim would just, no, I can't go to the fridge ever because there's my husband is going in the fridge. And you were like, okay, so you can't just wait because it's finished with the fridge. You could have gone, no, okay. So that's a huge improvement with the Sims 4. So layout, yeesh. So here's me trying to figure out the layout of and there's me having to cheat to put the windows back on because for some reason when I made the rooms upstairs, it wouldn't let me put the windows back in, and then I had to go around and move them all up so that they would look somewhat proportionate to the wall. Because that is a big problem with windows in The Sims 4, is that they're always too big or always too small. And then I just decided to have a small window there above the stairs. I kind of wish we could have windows that could kind of span 2 floors, because often you find yourself making um, uh, you tend to open it up, and I wish I could make like windows follow the stairs upstairs, because you often see that in the fancy old builds and even in some new ones. I really like that, and I like to be in houses where you have a window by the stairs. I wish I'd had that in my house. I don't. So yeah, so plonking down the doors. I really like the doors in that pack. As I said, I love the whole pack. I even like the gameplay. So I think this is where I start to furnish it because I'm happy with my build. So yeah, I kind of missed the in The Sims 3 where you got a chimney and wherever you plunk down um, the fireplace. It's more realistic, but it was kind of annoying at times because you had to plan out in advance where you would put the fireplace and everything else. Uh, so this is actually easier. And of course you can actually build a chimney if you really want them. So this is me trying to find the lights. Bug lights, yeah, I like the bug light. So bad at remembering where everything is. So I spent hours just looking through the gallery, looking for that one item I had planned in my mind to use. Couches. like the hippie couches. And then nice Chesterfield styled sofas. This would be so expensive real life if that was real leather. Like really expensive. I, 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 I like the look of those leather Chesterfields, but I would never. I don't actually like sitting in leather couches. I always feel like I'm slithering down them. But give me that style couch with velvet. Yeah, purple velvet. I think one of these days I need to kind of build my dream house. And now we start with the curtains. And this is where I really, really miss creative style because finding when you find the curtain that fits with the window you have chosen, it won't fit. The style won't fit. And so you end up spending out just taking the the least bad ones to fit in wherever. Yeah. So you will probably notice that downstairs I went with a very much of a black and white theme. As I said, I wanted it to be sort of a gothic family. So I'm just playing around trying to find something interesting look. And there we have so much clutter and decorative items in The Sims 4, but I can never remember where they put the different things, and that kind of annoys me. It's it's my own fault, of course. So we're putting up. Is it Vlad? His name is. Oh, that sculpture thing that would be really creepy. Yeah, sizing up some portraits. I don't know how to. I don't know how to size up items, but I don't know how to size them down. So I can find a carpet that's too big and I want to size it down, and I don't know how to. I have a Scandinavian keyboard, so I don't remember what key you are supposed to use on an English keyboard, but I tried it and it didn't work. So it's a different key. So sometimes I just press different keys and yeah, it ends up looking weird. So yeah, I was kind of struggling to try and figure out what I wanted to have here. I ended up with a bookcase. There, I think most of us can agree that finding that perfect item is hard sometimes. So putting up more bug lights. Yeah. So the living room is coming along. I always furnish first and then I pick the wallpaper on floor. I find that that is much easier because when you pick the wallpaper and floor first, you kind of lock yourself in that color scheme or style. But when you do the furniture first, you are more free to find cool items and stuff, and change the color scheme if you want to. I never really used that night, I have to admit. So this is actually one of the first builds where I put him. So now we are getting done with the living room. I'm pretty happy with it. And now I am putting on the wallpaper. So I didn't want the wallpaper to be black because there were so many black items and that would just drown out everything. Yes. As I said, I'm doing this video mostly as a test, so you might never actually get to see it. Or actually, I will post it later on YouTube when I need to make a channel for this. And I would really appreciate if anyone could give me some feedback on how I'm doing, because I am new at this, and yeah, and make sure that your comments are somewhat nice, because I used to work in customer service, and I can tell you right now that a rude um, feedback and rude comments are not taken seriously. You just brush them off, and you need to. You can't take that shit home. Sorry, you can't take that stuff home. So yeah, so here is that part that is coming back to haunt me. And when I talked about the windows earlier, where the kitchen, I needed to find a way to get the kitchen, so it was too many corners, and the windows was too large, so I just thought to hell with it, and left the space behind the counters. I don't know who would live there, house elves or something. So I really wanted cabinets, but that was a bit tricky because of all the corners and the windows and stuff. But I don't know. It's not my best kitchen, I have to admit, not by a long shot. So yeah, I am a builder, first and foremost in The Sims, and I always have been. I am old enough to have played Sims 1 and 2, but I didn't get a decent computer until we had The Sims 3. No, that's a mistake. I actually did play The Sims 2 for like an hour or so, and I thought there were so many submenus I could never figure out anything, and then my sim died, and I got a bit sad. And then I never played Sims 2 again. And then I started playing Sims 3 not long after it came out. There were a couple of packs out, and I discovered that you could build and that you could cheat the money that you needed to build, and that was a game changer, let me tell you. Um, so yeah, that was amazing. I really, really enjoyed that, the building stuff. I would always find that my family would move around and move around, so it rarely got I rarely got past more than 2 generations, and then I would make another build or another style because there was a new pack coming out, and then oh my god, there was like this 30s style pack. Oh, I love that pack. That was my favorite pack. I think it came with you could build a roller coaster or like an amusement park. I never did build the amusement park. I tried on a couple of occasions, but it was so much work. But the hair and the clothing and the rest of the items, oh Lord, I love that. Really, really love that. I hope we get a similar one. We kind of did the luxury living. I don't remember the name of the pack. That one had the one that came with the butler. That had kind of that style, that kind of 30s style. I really love that, the fashion of that decade. It's that period when you have the kind of short curly hair and that slinky dresses with low backs and yeah, the silk dresses caught in a bias like on yeah. And yeah, this glitch was weird. I didn't end up using these pictures, but yeah, I love the style of the 30s. I collect vintage clothing, and I actually have one dress from that decade in silk. Oh my god, it's beautiful. I've actually worn it too. So yeah, this is actually my vintage shopping, my vintage collecting is part why I'm starting to do this, because I'm hoping this is a cheaper hobby, because collecting vintage clothing is not a cheap hobby. Believe you me. Um, so the dining room actually one of my favorite rooms to decorate. Um, just love, and there we are with the curtains again. Oh my god. Oh my god. So these curtains are one of the few, well, these curtains actually are actually made for those windows, so that makes sense why they would fit so well. Um, but I'm struggling, man. I am struggling with the curtains. I would literally pay 99 uh, kroner, or yes, usually $10 for just a curtain pack. EA Games, are you listening? I'm paying money for curtains of all stuff. But yeah, I really, really want more curtains. And if you are working on Sims 5, please, I want create a style more than an open world. I mean, I miss the open world, but not that much. I miss create a style much more. So if you can find a way to do that, yeah, I would be really happy. So there we are with the dining room. So now we are starting on the upstairs. I find the upstairs always a bit tricky in these builds because I'm trying to make for a very long time I would always make the rooms in the houses way too big, and it never looked good. Because like this bedroom, it looks really small, but it's way larger than my own bedroom. And my own bedroom, well, yeah, my own bedroom is actually kind of small, but this is big enough. It's not a problem. You usually don't have a dance party in your bedroom. You just need plenty of space to go around your bed at night, so you don't hit your thigh on the corner of the bed every time you need to go up and have a loo in the middle of the night. Yeah, mine's gone now. Yeah, the 10th one I had. And so I'm kind of mismatching stuff in here, doing stuff from different packs, but that's because in some of the packs we have gotten recently, the EA Games did the thing that everyone wanted, where we got more neutral swatches that would actually match each other. And also, yeah, I did the entire room in a purple carpet. It looks so extra. I actually kind of digged it. So yeah, the curtain looked shit though. Really, sorry, really bad. Kind of wish I could. I think I'm gonna go back and change that because the curtains look really, really bad. So yeah, now I am just, I'm actually, when I was building this yesterday, I actually thought I was doing a stream on Twitch, but I had forgotten to press the play button. So I was doing all of this work and then I wasn't broadcasting. So this is why I did this whole tour and talked about what my plans for the build was and that I was going to cut off for the evening and everything. And yeah, I am pretty much an amateur. But as I said earlier, please give me some feedback on what I need to improve on and some tips and tricks. And please be civil about it because, as I said earlier, people who are mean, you can't take that in. You can't bring that with you. You need to block it out. And I'm actually very good at that. I used to get bullied in school, so yeah, you actually need to block that out because otherwise you will not sleep and you will, yeah. So this is me kind of touring my own build badly. I am not used to the sort of camera settings in The Sims 4 yet. Or any, yeah, I was just all over the place. So yeah. So thank you for watching and please leave your comment and I hope you have a splendid day.